best y'all got. Tryna make a dollar, flip it like it's vinyl. Tryna make a way. What's it worth to you if the price too high? Quid pro quo, I need the best y'all got. Give me your best. Don't take nothing less, cause I'm giving you 100. How you always leaving me with nothing? I'm not impressed. It's better take more than this, cause I'm giving you 100. And I don't even know if I can trust you for nothing.
Well, good morning. Welcome to Tuesday. Welcome to January the 24th, 2023. How's everybody doing? Look at Teal beating Vanessa to the good morning. Good morning, Teal. How are you? Good morning, world. Good morning, nation. Good morning, all. How's everyone this fabulous morning? I am in Tennessee, as you can see behind me. And of course, that means I'm up mentally an hour before you guys. Probably not physically with my body, but mentally I'm up an hour before y'all. Heck, I'm up an hour before me. I struggled those Tuesday mornings back in Tennessee, man. Y'all see I look tired. Goodness gracious. That 4 o'clock minute, the alarm goes off at 4 o'clock in the morning. It is certainly early. Welcome. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody is looking forward to a fantastic day. Looking forward to wonderful things happening. I am super excited to be awake. I'm super excited to be here with you guys, and hopefully we'll get together and have a good time this morning. My name's Aaron Dwyer. My wife, Christy Dwyer, and I own Exit Realty Lake Country, offices in Georgia and in Tennessee. And we get up every morning, 5:30 Central, 6:30 Eastern, share a little love, a little motivation, some words of encouragement with our agents, with folks on the Exit Realty Country Nation page, Leaders Nest, and other platforms on YouTube and also on Facebook. So if you're not with us this morning, then enjoy this. If you are with us this morning and you're up and awake, please tell us good morning by a little comment. Just say good morning. Put your name beside good morning, and we would love to see you on here. So Carrie and Teal, thanks so much for being here. Y'all obviously are rocking and rolling this morning. It's funny. Yesterday was a day. It's a day of travel, a day of contemplation, a day of sort of riding by myself, where I get to watch podcasts, listen to podcasts, watch YouTube videos, try to find things to improve on in that 5-hour drive back to Mount Juliet. And there were a couple of things yesterday that have really got me intrigued, to say the least, and some things that I am hoping to implement that I believe will help not only our company, but me, you guys, and everybody in the future. So I'm looking forward to implementing some of those things. Y'all, the wisdom of the world is at our fingertips. I don't believe there's ever been a time in my life, and I'm 50 years old, so I'm older than everybody that's on this call right now. There's never been a time in our lives where we have less access to more information. We have full access to so much information, so many different things. The other night on Netflix, I was watching this show. It's about, what is his name? Mauricio Umansky. Mauricio Umansky is remember, I was first introduced to Mauricio Umansky, as crazy as it sounds, through an ex-wife who loved to watch Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, not Hills. Like I'm from Georgia. From Beverly Hills. That was kind of some of our weekly stuff that we watch. Morning, Michelle T. What up? Happy 24th day to 75 Harders. Happy 20. I don't see Vanessa on here. I did see she made a little TikTok last night, but I don't see her on this morning. Good morning, Cynthia. Happy 24th day. We're almost at day 25. Yesterday was sketchy. I wasn't sure I was getting through yesterday, but I did. So happy 24th day. Keep it up. Keep the momentum up. Let's keep rocking this thing, man. We're almost a third of the way there, y'all. It's crazy. It is so. Maybe I'll talk about that this morning. I don't know. But back to my Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So Mauricio, how was introduced Mauricio? Mauricio was, I can see her face, but I can't remember her name. She had like a boy's name, but he was the husband of one of the Real Housewives. And apparently he's a real estate agent in Beverly Hills. He is the owner of the company called The Agency. And on Netflix, there's a documentary, there's a reality show series that is about his agency and about his company and all the people involved in it. Now it's a lot cheesier than I'd like it to be, but it did open up my eyes to the agency. They sell like, good morning, Heather B. What up? How's everybody? Good morning, Winnie G. Look at y'all. Look at y'all jumping on here. About time, Kristen. Good morning. But they sell this company sells ultra high-end properties. Like Mauricio sold the Playboy Mansion. They're selling $20 million, $30 million properties in Beverly Hills. They're selling these big giant things. Well, I had started watching a Tom Ferry video back last week because there's some stuff that Christy and I are hoping to get implemented very soon. As a matter of fact, on a list of things we talked about yesterday before I got in the car and took off to Georgia that I'm still waiting on a picture of her list of things that we need to work on. And one of the things that we're working on, I can't reveal a whole lot, but one of the things that we're working on brings into light some of the higher end properties that we deal with. Christy, so the reason I watched it, and I'm being real straight with y'all. So when I'm in Georgia, Christy's sort of her nightly routine is once she gets done with everything. Good morning, Vanessa. Vanessa, you are late to the party, girl. There's like 8 or 9 people ahead of you. Christy's sort of her thing at night is once she gets done, my job is to lay on the couch to allow her to put her head in my lap, and I rub her head till she falls asleep. So I rub her head and rub her hair till she falls asleep. Well, I was sitting there. Football was over. There was nothing really to watch. There wasn't really hockey on, which is typically what I watch when I'm doing that. So I'm just looking for something to watch. I've gotten through Coach Prime, which I thought was wonderful. If y'all haven't seen that, Prime Video, Coach Prime, really cool about Deion Sanders, really, really neat. By the way, his house in Canton, Mississippi just got listed yesterday. So if you have anybody that's interested in a horse farm and they're not disinterested in living in Canton, Mississippi, he's got his property on the market for $1.5 million in Canton, Mississippi that I saw. But I digress. So I found this show. I come across this show, and I was listening to a Tom Ferry video the week prior based on what we're working on in the company and an arm and a leg in maybe a division that we're looking at doing, maybe a little separation in what we're looking at doing. Good morning, Miss Brenda. Good morning, Anna. So I get to watch this luxury property thing. And Heather, I'm with you. I am so intrigued by 30, 40, $50 million properties and just the beauty and grandeur of those properties. It is really cool. So I enjoyed it. So Christy kind of wakes up and she opens up her eyes. She's laying in my lap. She opens up her eyes. This is where I was going with this. She opens up her eyes and she says, "What in the hell are you watching?" Because all she sees is like these young kids talking and having these conversations. She's not into the show at all because she's asleep. So she thought I was watching and I guess it is kind of a reality TV show, but it's about real estate. It's about luxury real estate. And I really like it. The luxury real estate piece of it. But yet I digress even further. But one of the dudes that were on the show is the same dude I was listening to doing an interview with Tom Ferry. And they were talking about some luxury market things and how he broke into the luxury market and what he did to get into the luxury property market and kind of what his deal was. So yesterday on the way home, I got to finish that podcast with Tom Ferry, and I got to finish that video where this guy who works at the agency, and this guy's selling 52 properties, 53 properties a year is what he says. Don't doubt it, but his properties aren't small. I mean, can you imagine selling 50 properties and your average price point is like 18, 19 million? I mean, really, can you open up your mind Can you open up your mind to think about getting a commission check for $250,000? Can you open up your mind to getting a commission check for $400,000 or $500,000? Because I'll be honest with you, there are markets that we work in, there are markets that we touch where these properties are there. Now, they may not be 20, 30, $40 million properties. There probably are some. But what if your average price point went up to, say, $800,000 a property, and you sold 30 of those a year? What if your price point went up to over 1 million? I was looking at for those of you at Lake Oconee, I was looking at some of the Lake Oconee stats the other day. Brian Quinn did 50-something transactions last year. And I would venture a guess that his 50-something transactions, his average sale price was probably in the somewhere in the $700,000 to $900,000 range. So he did 50 properties doing $900,000. And this is no shot at Brian Quinn. He's awesome at what he does. And apparently he's awesome at what he does because he does a lot of business. But what I want you to realize is that if he does it, so can you. If there's anybody else out there who does that kind of business, so can you. So can I. So can anybody else that gets in here. And what we're limited to is by what we believe is possible. If I told you right now you could go get a $30 million listing, most of you would say, I'm not sure about that. Good morning, Erica Macklin. You might push back on that. Yeah, I will. I will definitely do that. I will put that a link to that Tom Ferry video interview with you guys. I'll put that in our agent page. So I guess maybe that leads me to where I'm at. Simply we talk about things a lot about, and I say this a lot of times, and I say we see exactly what we're looking for, right? And what we tend to see in our reality, what we tend to perceive in our reality as a result of what we constantly focus on. If we focus on heartache, we focus on hardship, we focus on difficulty, that's typically what our reality is going to look like. If we focus on success, if we focus on abundance, if we focus on, and this is where I'm headed with this, if we focus on the possibility of things, then our reality typically lines up with that. The Bible talks about where your heart is where you are. Where your heart is where you shall be. The Bible talks about we got to take control of our thoughts. We have to take control of our thoughts. We got to turn those over to the obedience of Christ. We have to control our mind, and we've got to control the things that we tell ourselves in between our ears. We got to control those things, because if you tell yourself enough things between your ears, if you listen to this little dude enough, it will permeate your heart. It'll permeate your emotions, and where your heart is, that's where your treasure is. That's where your life is. And sometimes, unfortunately, our treasure is more like the Grinch treasure than our treasure is more like King Midas treasure. Our treasure is more like Grinch, where we have broken glass and rotten food and bad things happening to us because we've allowed these thoughts to creep into our emotions, and our emotions to create our focus, and then our focus to then influence our reality. And so what we see is many times just a perpetuation of bad crap. And that's what I don't want for you. That's what I don't want for me. That's what I don't want for any of you. So in this vein, when I'm thinking about this TV show, and I'm thinking about this reality show, and I'm thinking about these dudes who are out there doing 12, 13, 14, $15 million properties, they're selling 20, 30, 40, $50 million properties. Why can't I? And I literally was sitting there watching this the whole time going, there's no way those dudes are any more smarter than me. There's no way those dudes are any more talented than me. So what makes somebody have the ability to do that, to be that successful, work in that uber luxury market? What makes them have that ability? And when you watch that Tom Ferry video, and I send this to you, and you see this dude, I promise you, the first thought you're going to have is, how is he doing that? I promise. But what he did is he grinded his way through it. He grinded his way through it. He put the work in and the effort in. He laid the foundational pieces when nobody was watching. He did all the things that had to be done to stack his business on. And then he created a mindset around, I absolutely belong here. I absolutely belong here. So I kind of want to talk about this morning. Now, it's funny, yesterday. Oh, I'd love that. So Erica, what a great suggestion. Maybe a good exercise of the morning calls will be for one of the agents to speak on one of their wins for the week. I am so down with that. Erica, do you want to go first? If you want to go first, I'll send you the invite and you can jump on here. So raise your hand if you'd like to speak on some of your wins. I know Erica had a big win last week. So if one of you want to jump on here, I am happy to bring you on if you've got a camera, because you got to be on a camera and you've got to be able to speak to the group. So if you'd like to do that this morning, I know she did, not me, LOL. So if someone wants to raise their hand and talk about a victory, talk about a win, talk about something that they've had, I think that is a wonderful idea, because guess what winning creates? More winning. Winning creates more winning. Winning creates momentum. And I love that idea, Erica. So I'm waiting for a hand to get raised. Are any of you in a position where you want to jump on here, jump on a video and share a win or share a victory from the past 7 days or recently? I've got to get that. Carrie, I've got to get your Jeopardy music and put on this thing so I can. I've got to download it to StreamYard so that way I can push the button and play the music. I'm waiting for some responses. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It doesn't have to be a closing. It can be doing your calls. I don't care what it is. Any kind of victory. I don't care what it is. I mean, Erica, I'll share her story the other day. I mean, I think some things that are coming out are really going to help our company build some momentum. Vanessa, I saw your TikTok. Vanessa had a TikTok yesterday. If y'all didn't see that, y'all need to check Vanessa Sells TikTok out. That is definitely a victory. That's definitely a step in the right direction. Y'all, sometimes, I don't know what was Kristen's big win yesterday. Y'all got to check out Vanessa Sells TikTok. I thought that was hilarious. Look, she's trying to be funny and everything. It was, it's crazy, Vanessa. So Vanessa did a TikTok yesterday when your buyer, wants a 5-bedroom, 3-bath house, 4,000 square feet with a pool in the backyard for less than $200,000. That was Vanessa's TikTok, and that it was funny. I get it. And that's one of the things that's on that video yesterday. Vanessa said is way out of her comfort zone. And that's where we grow. That's the phenomenal thing about being out of your comfort zone. When you put yourself in a difficult position, when you make yourself uncomfortable, y'all, no growth comes from comfort. We don't grow from a state of comfort. Kristen Ritchie yesterday, she said she passed out apple pies with her business cards at local fire stations. That was so fun. She said, thanks to Carrie, she knew it was National Pie Day. I swear, Carrie, do you have a list? Carrie subscribes to obscurenationalholidays.com. And so I guess Carrie gets these notifications that these like it's Save the Turtle Day, or it's Drink Out of a Black Coffee Mug Day, or if it's Carrie says I do have a list. So I guess yesterday was National Pie Day. And by the way, Kristen Ritchie, those pies look delicious. Y'all, I cannot tell you how much I would love to eat a piece of bread. I would love to eat a piece of bread so bad. Look, there's a victory right there. Check this out. She goes and hands out pies, and come to find out the fire chief wants to sell in McDonough and buy in Social Circle. That is a good pie day. That's a good pie day. When you're handing out pies and you figure out that somebody wants to buy and sell a property, that is a good handing out pie day. Now, Kristen, what you got to do now, is you have to follow up. What you do now is you got to wrap your mind around and wrap your heart around getting that listing and getting that buyer. That's what you do now. That is definitely a win. Faux show. That is a celebratory win. That's one that everybody. Not only do you need a pie, sir, but you need me. That's pretty good. Definitely a win. Definitely a win. That's fantastic. Good job. Good job. Good job. And this is what happened, y'all. See, this builds a little bit of momentum. And Erica, that's such a great idea. So I would love for somebody to share. So maybe we make it, today's Tuesday. What if we do do it on Friday, do it on Thursday? I don't know. Y'all tell me what you want to do. And we'll do a day where I'll bring one of you guys on and have a guest speaker. I know you get tired of hearing me talk all the time because I'm going to say the same things, because the thing that resonates with me the most are the things that I think make people the best. So, but I know sometimes that message can get a little stale, can get a little tired, and it's only so much motivation that a person can take, and there's so much pushing a person can take. But so I'm happy. So we can do it on Thursday. We can do it on Friday. I think that is an awesome idea to be able to share some of these wins. I think it's a fantastic idea, Erica. Good job. Thank you for that idea. So some of you leadership that are on this call, y'all want to put a day together. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. But here's what I want to talk about this morning, because this is a short call this morning, because obviously we're driving to White House, taking Jagger to school because I'm in Tennessee. So it kind of goes back to what I've been saying, right? And maybe we use Kristen as an example. Yesterday's National Pie Day. Carrie Leland sends out a message to certain people and says, hey, y'all, just a reminder, it's National Pie Day. Now, to Aaron, National Pie Day is as significant as the sun coming up or the sun going down, or if it's raining or if it's cold outside, because if Aaron sees that it's National Pie Day, he's not doing anything with that information. Okay? I have no emotional connection to National Pie Day. There's nothing in my brain or in my heart that says I should do something with National Pie Day. Plus, it makes me very angry that I can't eat one of those McDonald's apple pies. So I'm not going to do National Pie Day when I'm doing a no-carb diet on 75 hard. Michelle Tilson got a box yesterday. She got boozed. I guess you get boozed by your neighbors. Do you get boozed by a client? Because she sent a picture in the 75 hard group where she'd been boozed. And of course, 75 hard, you can't drink any alcohol for 75 days. And if anybody knows Michelle Tilson carries a koozie around in her purse just in case she happens to come across a cold beer that needs a little comfort. And so for Michelle, being on 75 hard, not being able to drink alcohol for 75 days would be the same as Aaron having a box of 75 pies and not being able to eat a pie. That's kind of the same. Erica Macklin said, my girl. Erica Macklin has an emergency wine glass. I'm certain if y'all want to think of a fantastic gift for Erica, you need to buy her a collapsible wine glass, so that in case she ever gets anywhere, that she can pop a little case, push a button, and a wine glass pops out. And that would be a fantastic gift for Erica Macklin. So Michelle says she's in a boozing club. We get a booze basket once a month. So yesterday, during 75 hard, no way, Kristen. I'm telling you, how you get strong is you look at that thing and say, nope, not going to happen. Y'all, but Michelle, you and Erica are talking about beer and wine. I'm that way with Chick-fil-A. So yesterday afternoon, on the way to practice, Jagger says, I'm hungry. What do you want? I want Chick-fil-A. Do y'all know how good Chick-fil-A smells when you haven't had Chick-fil-A in like a month? How good that chicken sandwich smells when you've not had one in a month? So I pull up into the drive-thru. I like, what do you want, bud? Luckily for me, Jagger thinks healthy when he eats before practice. So he gets grilled nuggets. The fries smelled so good. So I ended up getting grilled nuggets and a deluxe grilled chicken sandwich that I eat the middle. I just take the bread off and eat the middle. Have you ever tried to eat a sandwich driving down the road with no buns? It's not easy. It's not easy at all. So I get it. I get the whole booze club when you're on 75 hard. I'm looking at bourbons on my shelf right here. I get the temptation, but I think that builds strength when you have to do something you don't want to do. Again, no growth comes from comfort. We always grow in discomfort. We always grow in the places where it's less comfortable. We have to push our bodies. We have to push our minds. We have to push our spirits. We have to do things that maybe we don't want to do. And that creates the growth that we need to get to the next level. Carrie, absolutely blessed. I had a cup of 12 grilled nuggets and the middle of the grilled chicken sandwich. So it is a blessing. It is a blessing. Grilled chicken is a blessing to us all. It is. I told Christy the other night, yesterday, I said, I just want to eat one piece of bread. I literally would love to eat a piece of white bread right now. It's crazy. But I continue and carry on. Yeah, Jacker's usually pretty good about what he eats. He's typically a pretty decent, healthy-ish eater. He's still 11, so he still eats stupid crap, but he does pretty well. I'm proud of him. He does pretty well. So kind of in that vein, in that vein of kind of where we've sort of this call has sort of done this and this and this. I'm gonna tell you right now, y'all got to talk about this food crap this morning, especially the Burger King onion rings, because I'm such a giant fan of the Burger King onion rings. It's crazy. But I can't be talking about that. Eat you some breakfast there, homie. We gotta get out of here in like 15 minutes. So let's talk this last 15 minutes. I want to sort of talk through this because I think this goes in line with where we are, where I am. I think what I think the message is this morning, and so I started. I'm reading 10X by Grant Cardone. 10X is my next book that I'm tackling through 75 hard. I'm about 4 or 5 chapters into that already. So with that, Grant Cardone is talking about in this chapter. He's talking about the scarcity mindset versus the abundance mindset. Have you ever heard somebody talk about the differences in scarcity mindsets and abundance mindsets? Do you know the difference between a scarcity mindset and abundance mindsets? Anybody? I want to give if you know anything about it, want to give your kind of take on what you believe the differences between scarcity and abundance mindsets are?
Not wanting to do anything and like forgetting to do something.
Jagger piped in, but he's wrong. Wrong, sir. So a scarcity mindset, and this is a lot of us fall into this, fall prey to this. Admittedly, I fall prey to this a lot of times, and I try so hard to stay out of this. With a scarcity mindset, we believe there's only enough for us. There's only enough for us and them. There's only enough for us, them, and the other people. And then if the other people get something that we want, that means we don't have access to it. That means it's taken away from us. Competition kind of breeds that, right? Competition says if one wins, the other has to lose. And if you were raised in a family where there's a zero-sum game, and if you win, it makes the other person lose, or if they win, it makes you lose, which is how I was raised. That there was only so much to go around. And if somebody else got something that you didn't have, that meant that you lost access to that forever. So a scarcity mindset says there's a limited amount for everybody. And so we're in the scarcity mindset, and we believe there's only a limited amount for everybody. When we see someone else have success, or we see someone else get a listing, or we see somebody else have a buyer, sometimes we automatically revert to being jealous, being envious, being upset. We have this little twinge in our spirit or in our heart or in our soul or in our mind that says, well, they did this or did that. I'm telling you, I dealt with this for a bunch of years. I would pull into my neighborhood and I would see somebody else with a listing sign in the front yard. I would automatically get mad. Like how dare they get that listing in my neighborhood? When I was out, doing a lot of business, how dare they get a listing in my neighborhood? When I hadn't even called the people, when I'm not even in the neighborhood knocking on doors, when I'm not even out letting people know that I'm a real estate agent, I'm mad because they have a sign in my neighborhood. So the root of that, the emotion behind that, the emotion under that is if they get a listing, that's one listing that I get. If they have a client, that's one less client that I have. That's a scarcity mindset. That someone else gets something that it automatically takes it away from me. Y'all, that's a wrong way of thinking. That is an incorrect way of thinking, because the abundance mindset, the outward looking, outwardly focused, the big mind, the abundance mind says, I'm happy for them to get that listing. I'm super excited for them to get that listing. Good luck. We're happy with other people's successes. We are excited about other people's triumphs. We are happy when somebody else has a win. Like Erica mentioned earlier, that's a fantastic thing to hear other people's wins. But here's the cool thing, y'all. Other people's wins don't make you a loser. Other people's gains are not your loss. And with an abundance mindset, we see that there's enough for everybody. We see there's more than enough for everybody. We see that Microsoft and Bill Gates built this incredible company, tons of products, tons of money, tons of success in the space that Steve Jobs said, I'm going to build Apple. And it wasn't Microsoft or Apple, it's Microsoft and Apple. And both of them rise to the top, and both of them are exponentially successful, and both of them do a ton, and have built these incredible legacies. It wasn't one or the other, it was both. So in the real estate market, sometimes we get into a real estate market and we look at that there's a limited number of transactions. There are a limited number of properties. I really want to do this or this or this. And then we see somebody else doing this or this or this, and we get mad because they're doing it when we haven't even started trying. When it goes as far for us as only having the thought of I would like to, yet we don't put any teeth behind that. We don't put any grind behind that. We don't put any dials behind that. We don't put any door knocks behind that. And then we see other people have success, and then we get upset that they're doing that. That's a scarcity mindset. So when you feel that thing twinging in your spirit, when you feel that little jealousy bug, when the voice on your shoulder says, look at what they're doing, you're not doing that. Look at what they got, you don't have that. Look at the listing they got, you don't have that listing. Oh my gosh, why do you suck so bad? When that little voice starts talking to you and saying those things to you, you need to say, pause there, Paco. And if it were me, I would use that voice as motivation and I would go get it. I'd just go get it. I'd go do it. Do that thing. There is enough for everybody. Y'all have heard me say this before. Nationally, as an industry, there are going to be roughly 8 million transactions this year in the real estate industry. So there are going to be 8 million transactions nationally, 8 million sides, 8 million sales, 8 million real estate transactions in the United States in 2023. Do you know that's been the same? Very, very similar number every single year since the National Association of Realtors has been keeping up with numbers, that it's been around that same number. So through recessions, through downturns, through down cycles, through all those things, it's always been about the same. So that means the deals are going to be there. They're always going to be there. There is no scarcity of transactions. There is no scarcity of buyers. There is no scarcity of sellers. All of those properties are still there. They still need transactions. They still need your help. They still need to move from here to there. People are still having babies. They're still getting married. They're still getting older. They're still downsizing. They're still doing all of these things. It's just how you set your focus. And if you have the scarcity mindset, if you're thinking small, and I promise y'all, yesterday I had some moments I was thinking, hell, before I even went to bed last night, I was still thinking small. And this morning, when I open up my book and I start reading, in the first two sentences in the chapter that I'm reading, Grant Cardone says, don't be, are there little kids watching? The word rhymes with stitch. In the first two sentences, it says, stop being a stitch. Really? Thank you. And so I look at these first two sentences, and I kind of went, you're right. I can't get into a mode where I'm thinking scarcity. I've got to stay in the mode where I'm thinking abundantly. I've got to be in the mode where I'm always looking for opportunity. I'm looking for the next thing. My heart is open to conversations. My heart is open to other people. My heart is open to opportunities. And I never allow that exactly voice to win. I never allow the stitch voice to win. I'm never going to sit back and moan and complain because somebody else has something that I don't have. Because I promise you, if I don't have something that someone else has, that's only a result of me not giving the effort necessary to acquire that thing. It has nothing to do with anything else. Because if I truly desire that thing, I will move hell, I will move heaven, I will move mountains, I will cut trees down, I will chop up bodies. I don't care what I got to do. If I truly want that thing, I'm going to go get that thing. So when I watch that Beverly Hills show and I watch that uber luxury thing, when I look at what I'm thinking, what Christy and I are kind of kicking around and looking at doing, and maybe creating a division of this company, I look at our markets that we're in, y'all. I'm in Nashville, Tennessee. Arguably one of the hottest real estate markets on the planet, with home prices doing this. We're all over Lake Sinclair. We are all over Lake Oconee. We are all over Lake Lanier. And there are enormous properties on those lakes that sell $2, $3, $4, $8, $10 million a pop. When I send you this Tom Ferry video, and you see this Tom Ferry video, who said I love Mauricio? Oh, Erica. When you watch this video and you see this dude who's doing this work, and you see this dude who's probably he's probably making $5 or $6 million a year in commission. When you see this dude and you look at him in comparison to yourself, you're going to scratch your head and you're going to say, why the hell am I not doing this? Why in the hell am I not grinding that way? Why in the hell am I not putting effort in? Why am I not setting my focus on that instead of setting my focus on this? Because when I looked at that Lake Oconee, y'all, the Lake Oconee agents that are on here, that Lake Oconee market has got tons and tons and tons of business. And there's tons and tons and tons of business to come. And there will be tons and tons of business this year. So where are you going to be? Where are we going to be as a company? Can we connect the Lake Country with Music City? Can we be the company that finally connects Brentwood and Franklin and Middle Tennessee to Lake Oconee? Can we be the company that the people in Lake Oconee know that we're the conduit to another luxury market in Middle Tennessee where the buyers are coming from to buy houses? Can we build that? Can we make that? Yes, we can, as Bob the Builder says. We absolutely can. I've got to get my mind around that. I've got to get my mind around that we are the company. We are, and guys, just so you understand, Exit Realty Lake Country is the only company, same brand, same ownership, same agents that are licensed in both Georgia and in Tennessee, with firms in both Georgia and Tennessee that service the Lake Oconee market and also service the Nashville market. Coldwell Banker, yep, they have a Coldwell Banker office in Lake Oconee, and there's a Coldwell Banker office in Nashville, Tennessee. There's a RE/MAX at Lake Oconee, and there's a RE/MAX in Nashville, Tennessee. There's a Keller Williams in Lake Oconee, and there's a Keller Williams in Nashville, Tennessee. But they're not the same owners, and they're not the same company, and it's not the same phone lines, and it's not the same level of communication, and it's not the same connection, y'all. We have a conduit and ability to be between there and here, and between here and there, like no other company in the market. We are the only one. We are singularly the only one, and uniquely positioned between Lake Sinclair, Lake Oconee, Lake Lanier, and Nashville, Tennessee. And Nashville, Tennessee is one of the hottest real estate markets on the planet right now. So is, by the way, Marietta. So is, by the way, Sandy Springs. They're top of the list. So is, by the way, Anderson, Greenville, South Carolina. Those are on the list. We're also licensed there. Y'all, the opportunities for us to expand and to grow, the opportunities for you to expand and to grow are only limited by what you believe is possible. So when I send you this, when you see the things that it's going to take for you to do, guess what? It's going to take you getting out of your comfort zone. Vanessa Self, hats off to you. I am so proud of you, Vanessa Self, for stepping out and doing something uncomfortable, because doing something uncomfortable 2 or 3 or 4 times makes it a hell of a lot more comfortable to do the 5th time. Doing something uncomfortable 4 or 5 or 6 times makes the 7th or 8th time much more comfortable, until finally you're on day 2475 hard and you're thinking about going to run when it's 31 degrees outside. You're like, ain't a big deal. When you get home at night after getting up at 5 o'clock Eastern yesterday morning, driving to Tennessee, getting here, going to a meeting with Cade, going to practice with Jagger, getting back home at 9:15, and looking up and saying, man, I still got to go work out. So instead of doing my old habit of sitting on the couch at 9:15, resting on my laurels, being fat and lazy, I got home, put my workout clothes on, and went and got my workout in, and I was done at 10:15 last night. Difference in mindsets, difference in what you plan on doing, putting yourself in uncomfortable positions to then grow. Because guess what, y'all? Happiness comes from growth. It is a scientifically proven fact that human happiness, one of the biggest contributors to human happiness, is doing things that are new. Whether it's learning a new skill, traveling to a new place, whether it's improving yourself, doing something that's challenging and overcoming that challenge makes us happy. So if you have, and this is what I'm going to leave you with, your challenge today is when that thought pops into your head and you see somebody else's sign, when you see somebody else get a listing, when you see somebody else have some success, and that feeling comes up where you're a little bit of jealousy, you're a little bit of envy, you're a little bit of mad, you're a little bit upset because they got something that you didn't have. I want you to capture that thought. And you're going to capture that thought, and you're going to release that thought to its highest and best good, and you're going to turn that jealousy and envy into gratitude. You're going to turn that jealousy and envy to support for that other person. You're going to turn that jealousy and that envy into, I am so happy you are having success. Because when you start being happy for other people's successes, success starts to be attracted to you. Whatever that means. So your job today is when you feel that little scarcity mindset clicking, when you feel that little bit of jealousy and envy clicking, when you feel that little thought, that old thought that you've had starting to click, I want you to capture that thought and say, nope, not today. Not today, Paco. We are not thinking that way. I'm happy for them. I am super proud of them. That is obviously they've worked their tail off to get that, and I'm really happy for them. And you're gonna flip that around, and then you're gonna say, if they can do it, I can do it. And then you're going to do what Erica Macklin did the other day and call the for sale by owner. You're going to have the conversation with the for sale by owner, and that for sale by owner is going to say, well, heck, why don't you just list it? Why don't you just take care of this for us? You're going to hand out pies, and you're going to find out the fire chief at Social Circle needs to, or the fire chief in McDonough wants to sell his house and buy one in Social Circle. Well, heck, I happen to be in the business that can help you make that happen, sir. You need me. You start doing the things that need to be done. You start doing the little things and taking little steps, and all of a sudden, you lose 10 pounds. All of a sudden, you get that listing. All of a sudden, you become well known. All of a sudden, your TikToks are being viewed on the West Coast, and people are calling you from Arizona and California so that you can help them find a property in one of the hottest real estate markets on the planet. Y'all, you are sitting in a gold mine right now. Every one of you on this call that are Exit Realty Lake Country agents, you work in one of the hottest real estate markets on the planet right now. What are you going to do? What will you set your mind on? What will you focus your efforts on? What can you put your heart behind? The opportunities are endless. So let that boss voice win, okay? Let the boss voice win. Do the things that need to be done. Do the hard things that need to be done. Get used to doing hard crap. Get used to doing uncomfortable things. And those uncomfortable things become much more comfortable. And you're going to watch. I told y'all the other day, I'm not even stepping on scales. I don't check my weight. But when I started 75 Hard, just for a frame of reference, and this has been probably in the first week, I stepped on the scale and I weighed 222. I stepped on the scale yesterday and I'm down to 210. Not that losing weight is part of this deal, because it's not. And that's not why I did this. I did the 75 Hard thing for this, not for my gut, but for my head. But the ancillary benefit of me being disciplined, the ancillary benefit of me being on a diet, the ancillary benefit of me drinking water and working out twice a day is the fact that I'm shedding pounds like crazy. Shedding them like crazy. I'm probably going to have to pump the brakes on, because I don't want to weigh 185 pounds because I look like maybe smoking meth. So I can't get that skinny. But I promise you, I'm going to be at the 200, 205 range within probably 2 weeks. But I'm doing the hard things that need to be done. I've made a commitment, and I'm doing the hard things that need to be done. And I believe that by doing the hard things, I'm going to grow. I'm going to grow mentally. I'm going to grow physically. I'm going to grow emotionally. I'm going to grow stronger in my life and in my daily walk. That then affects this company. That then affects you, because now when my mind's right, when my heart's right, when I'm opening up to opportunity, when I'm opened up to possibility, y'all, the sky's the limit. The sky's the limit. How will you look at today? How will you view today? How will you go through the next 18 hours, 17 hours and 40 minutes? How will you go through the rest of this day? Will you go through the rest of the day hanging on to what you have, or will you go through the day reaching for the things you want? Will you go through this day thinking about me, or will you think about how can I help the other person? Will you go through this day in a scarcity mindset, or will you go through this day in an abundance mindset? I want the second one, y'all. I want the second one. I want it for y'all so bad. I want you to want it for you so bad that you'll get on TikTok and make a video even when you don't feel like it. That you'll hand out pies and you'll have conversations with people that you don't know even when you don't feel like it. That you'll pick up the phone and call it for sale by owner even if you don't feel like it. That's what I want. That's how you build strength. That's how you build muscle. That's how you build character. That's how you build a business. And that, my friends, is how you leave a legacy. So I got to go. We got to get to White House. It is 6:23. I love y'all. Today's Tuesday. So really, no joke. And I'll put the question on our Facebook page. But I would love for Thursday or Friday, what Erica said, I think it's a fantastic idea. I would love for y'all to spend some time, maybe take some time to think about, I want to share a win this week. So guess what? You got to go get a win. You got to go get a win. Go get that win, and then text me, shoot me a call, or shoot me a text and say, I want to be on the call on Thursday morning, and we'll make it happen. Okay. Be good, be great. Day 24, go get it. Day 22, Vanessa, go get it. Everybody else, go get it. Be good, be great, be you. Bye, y'all. Love you.